All right.
You guys can't hear me. I don't have a mic on me. That's embarrassing. Oh, there we go. You guys should be able to hear me well now. What's up? What's up, what's up, what's up? How's it going? It's Wednesday. It's Whopper Wednesday. I had to get my Whopper for lunch. Wait for a few people to jump up in here before we start chatting. Before I start talking about too much. A few things are new. Actually, I got some new things right next to me here. Some new products in. Some new, events being announced and stuff. New stuff is happening. It's that season. I guess I'll start with Milsom West announced their first game of the fall season. They're starting to announce their fall season. A lot of other event organizers are going to start announcing pretty soon. They're kind of like summer fall season. A lot of games don't really happen like midsummer because of the heat. But yeah, there's new stuff there. We got the high kappas, which Take One built for us, with a bunch of different parts from different brands. But a bunch of custom built high kappas are all up on the website and available. I definitely recommend checking them out if you're interested in high kappas. They are very cool. I helped pick some of the parts and colors for those builds. I got this Maxim, the SDX, I believe, sitting next to me here. This is like the MDX SD. It's pretty cool. I actually am a really big fan of it. I like it. I think it's cool. I think the handguard and suppressor and all that is cool. So I'll be doing a deep dive into those soon. That's kind of what's going on here right now. I announced the giveaway for this 1911, which I'll actually try to stand up. I'm going to cover myself, so hopefully Instagram doesn't get upset. Maybe I can do it. Yeah, just like that. Yep. Okay. Hopefully no one got upset at that, but we got that guy there. Which, if you haven't entered yet, you can enter that giveaway through our Instagram. It is going to be an Instagram post, and you can find it pretty easily and enter that giveaway through there. Let's see. What's going on with you guys? So you got people slowly coming in the chat. Talk, we'll say what's up. Still got to change up my office space here. My little corner, my filming corner. Trying to find a Milsim to go to? Well, right above me here we have Syndicate 6, which is right above my head. You can get $30 off your ticket by using code AMPEDRULES30. Definitely recommend it. I mean, if you're local to this area, the Pennsylvania, it's definitely worth it. It's like probably 2 hours outside Pittsburgh, whole prison system. It's really cool. So definitely worth going to. There's Operation Bad Blood by E-Vike. They're hosting that. That's in like PA area out here. There's also, let me just check what we got on our event list, because there's definitely events worth going to out here. Yeah, there's Wicked Sovereign, which is at Augusta Airsoft in Virginia. And then there's Stag Up, Spring Offensive, end of May. So if you're looking for a game in May, there's a few options. June, there's a few games. If you want to go all the way out to Wisconsin, you got Northern Front. And then July, we've got Lion Claws, Gun Gamers, and American Milsim. So all great games to go to. So a lot of options. You can always go to our website. What's up, Graybush? It is just me. What's up, AI Frantags? Georgia, you're in Georgia. Okay. Well, if you want to wait till July in Perry, Georgia, is American Milsim Iron Horse 8. Definitely recommend Iron Horse. I mean, American Milsim throws great games, like really good games. So you'll definitely have a good time at that. But that's not till July. You might have some luck driving up north a little bit and hitting maybe some. I mean, I know if you look at what TCA, Third Coast Airsoft, is doing, I think they have some events in North Carolina coming up soon, or maybe they already did those. I could be wrong. But there's definitely some options. Yeah, I've been solo. I'm going to be riding solo for a while, so... Question, if you had the PTS Griffin Knights Armament SD, no HPA, what upgrades would you make on it? The PTS Griffin, let's see. Okay, this guy, yeah. Do you have a MOSFET in there? Does it come with a MOSFET? An integrated MOSFET? I mean, if you want better accuracy, I would always recommend doing some sort of barrel build. So hop up, bucking, barrel. You know, depending on how the hop ups are stock, you could probably just use the stock hop up and do a barrel, bucking, and nub aftermarket, and you'll get it shooting. You know, pretty nice. If you want snappiness and response, I usually put in a new MOSFET. The gates are really nice. I've personally recently been going towards the Peruns more so. But so that's kind of my two main recommendations. Maybe a motor upgrade if you wanted. I think the gear ratio, 18:1 gears, you're all right with that. So I would really say, you know, maybe motor, MOSFET, and barrel. Try not to open up your gearbox too much if you can. It's kind of just my off-the-bat recommendations if you're not happy with how it is right now and you don't want to go HPA. So those are kind of like the general upgrades I recommend for most V2 platforms, just because that's usually where you can have the quickest amount of change with the least amount of work, if that makes sense. When you get into like changing gears out, you can get changes, but they're not usually as drastic and they take a lot more time and work to actually get. So I'll travel. I have no problem going up north. Yeah, definitely check out like games that happen at what's the name of the facility? Guardian Center. Guardian Center's in I think South Carolina maybe. Or is Guardian Center? Oh, Guardian Center is Perry, Georgia. Never mind. Any event that happens at Guardian Center, I would check out. So, like, Iron Horse will be at Guardian Center. Definitely recommend checking that out. What other events are going to be at Guardian Center? Third Coast Airsoft, but did they already do that one? Yeah, they did in February. Hopefully they do another one there, though. It's definitely worth traveling for an ad-op, though. I mean, I definitely travel quite often for events. It's definitely worth doing. What's up, RPS? Hi, Danny. How you doing? I heard the guy said what's up at ACS this weekend. Hope you guys had fun. If anyone was at Noob Day at ACS, and said what's up to the guys. We appreciate it. I know they had a good time out there despite the bit of rain that was going on. What would be the best place to find events? I usually use the Hop Up app, but I know it's a better place to look. I mean, unfortunately, and this is the unfortunate reality of it, is there's not really one good place to look. I mean, we have a list. If you go to our website, you can go to events and you can see the events that we are attending, whether we're doing pre-orders or just vending with the trailer and doing air and night vision rentals, all that sort of stuff. So you can always check our website. Random Guy Kev, RGK Airsoft on Instagram, he usually posts like upcoming events that have been announced and tries to stay on top of it. Hop-Up's not a bad place. A lot of people do Facebook events, so through Facebook isn't a bad idea either. I mean, just kind of finding those channels and just keeping up on them, following event organizers who you like if you want to go to a Milsom West game or an AMS or a Gun Gamers event, making sure that you're following them on Instagram for when they announce their games. Same with their Discord channels, those places too. I wish there was one definitive place to find all the information, but there really isn't. So you just kind of have to keep your eyes out. But if you're looking for specifically like East Coast games, a lot of them were listing on our website, so you can find them there. Good. Just got back from Kentucky. It was very rainy, but a great event. Yeah. Kentucky looked rainy. I saw it. Ryan was sending me some photos of some of the stuff that was for sale there. So that's Airsoft for you. A little bit of rain, but we love it. Yeah, definitely check out RGK. He posts up a lot. He tries to stay on top of it as best he can, but I mean, I come across events I look for them every day and try to stay on top of them and know what's coming up, even like ones we don't go to, and all the time I come across them where I am like, oh, that's this weekend? This is the first I'm hearing of it. It's hard. I mean, marketing's hard, especially today. Like, it's been a bit better recently, but in general, when it comes to adverting Airsoft anything, like Meta and these bigger conglomerates of social media don't really let it go through. A lot of the AI algorithms block it for guns and whatever and all that stuff. So sometimes it can be hard to even get the word out. So, mouth on word is best I can do a lot of times. I'll tell you guys what's going on. Random thought watching this. You guys ever done anything for players to earn from the field, like something they keep after events? Yes. I mean, you might have to clarify that a little bit more. We've done we do plenty of giveaways all the time. We try to give away stuff. Most events we go to and attend, we bring raffle items and we raffle them away at the end of the day. A lot of times we don't let players necessarily play with the stuff and use the raffle items just because we don't want it breaking before someone gets to take it home or whatever. But it's definitely something we've done. We've done a few different videos and projects where we've given away things. We've done our Christmas project in the past where we gathered Christmas lifts from people and then gave away stuff they were asking for. So I try to give away things to people as much as I can and, give back to you guys within my ability. So yeah, I'm curious, I guess, what you mean, though. For Easter. Oh, so, hidden out on the field, go find it and take it home. I mean, our arena isn't really, if we have more of an outdoor field, I could see that being more so. And a lot of the events we go to, we're there to support, we're vending, we're doing, pre-sold items for people to pick up and stuff. So a lot of times it's the event organizers actually doing that. But we did a dam mission at an event where people were taking over a building, and every floor they took over, you got a prize, and we would give some gift cards, and some other companies joined in on that. So there's definitely options. I mean, there's things that we've done before that are cool. They can be hard to organize sometimes. Yeah, RPS posts all the events on their monthly calendar that they're going to be at. That's more West Coast stuff. Occasionally the East Coast game. Obviously, they were at ACS and some other stuff. But that's another resource. But But like that's all games like in the States. I mean, I've been wanting to go to a game that's like outside of the U.S. I've been really thinking about like going up to Canada for a game or going down to Mexico for one. But I have no idea where to find like the availability of those games. Like I don't really know where a list of like Canadian milsims are, or which ones are like really good and worth going to. But if anyone knows, I would be interested. Oh, if you're going to be in Texas, I mean, Texas is hard because there are games that happen in Texas, but it's so big that, like, oh, it's in Texas with you, but it could still be a 6-hour drive for you. Mexico would be lit, but scary. Yeah, there's fine parts of Mexico. I mean, it depends on where you're at. Are you ever restocking the CTM Superline Split Slide? Oh, that's a tough one. Let's see what we're looking like in availability right now. The problem with things like the CTM split slide is we get a lot of them in a lot of different colors, and then, you know, someone wants one in one specific color, but we have all the other colors still in stock. So it looks like we don't currently have any of those in stock. So I would assume we'll probably get a restock in the future. Yeah, because we don't have any of them. So we're probably going to be looking to restock. I can't say exactly when. I mean, the best I can do is say if you go to the product on our website and you sign up for our emails, it'll email you when it's in restock. A lot of parts we have on back order with some people, some we haven't ordered yet. Some are shipped, waiting to be received. We have a lot of things coming in, a lot of things going out. So all I can really say is just make sure that you have email notifications turned on, so then when it does come back in stock, you know and can buy it you know, as soon as it goes back in stock and not miss out on it again. So, oh, you produce patches. Okay, cool. Yeah, patches is something that's easier. I hand out patches on the field all the time. I carry like amped patches in like a bag or something, just on me. And like if someone comes up and gets a good kill on me, a melee kill or like whatever, we have a good engagement, I'll give them a patch, or, you know, I'll toss patches out to people. So like that's something that I'll easily do. It's a little harder with some of the other products we carry, but like patches is definitely something that you know, I give out to people pretty frequently if I can. So if you ever see me at an event and you want a patch, if I have them on me, I'll give you one if you ask. So, you know, you can come up and say what's up. From Dallas, Texas, it's big out here. 878 Airsoft is a great outdoor field. I've never played in Texas. A lot of the guys here have. We've done a handful of events down there. We drive out there for AMS a few times a year when they do it. They usually do their games in Sanger, Texas, I believe is what it's called, which is cool. It's a long drive for us. I think it's 13 hours for us, 13, 14 hours, which, yeah, I mean, it's exhausting, but they're cool. I definitely want to make it out to one. There's a handful of games I want to make it out to, just in general. I think I'm probably going to go to Augusta Airsoft next month. I'm going to be at TRP this Sunday. Which, speaking of which, if anyone local is going to be at TRP, if you need anything delivered, you can do event pickup. We'll be there. Yeah, Big Field and Sanger, yeah. Yeah, I've edited all the gameplay footage from the guys who have played there. So I've definitely seen the, like, AO. I've seen the layout and everything. I think it's really cool. It's definitely one I want to make it out to. Let's see. Events. All right. Yeah, this Sunday I will be at Three Rivers Paintball. If anyone locally is going to be in the area, come say what's up. Come see me for a patch. I'll have them. Yeah, exactly. Handing out patches is always great. I mean, people love patches. People love receiving them. I love getting them. I have a whole patch wall. And then, yeah, it is just like branding. I mean, I have patches from brands that I've never heard of, and somehow I have their patch. I don't. But, like, you know, I would never have thought of them again, but I look at my door and I see their patch all the time. So I think patches are always a great thing. Her D14 is a great place. Two, they just did a big event. Yes, D14 does do a lot of events, and we go to some of the events at D14 as well. I'm trying to remember exactly what the event series is. I'm not too sure, but it's a really cool field out there. Ah, Southern Front. Okay, yeah, that's where they did Southern Front. I was gonna say you guys were just at D14. I was trying to remember what you were there for, but yeah, Southern Front. Yeah. We have a lot of different patches with the AMP logo. The ones that I've been kind of handing out recently, which if you see me at an event and want one, you can always ask. But it's this patch, which I'll get up close even though it'll be totally out of focus. Look at that. Wow, you can't see it at all. They're pretty cool. They're kind of like this retro wave, vaporwave style patch, just a little logo. Something small. Something easy to hand out. Yeah, missed out on D14. Yeah. Yeah, if you get the chance to go there, especially for an AMS game, I would recommend it. I mean, American Milsim throws a great game. D14 is a great field, so, you know, definitely going to have a good time going to one of those. So I definitely recommend that. I wish I had my list here available for what events are coming up in general, because I have, as I said, I've tried to make or keep up with a general list of events. Go ahead and mail me a few. Hey, if you show up to any event we're at, next time we're out in Texas, you come see one of the guys, I'll make sure they have some with them, so. Okay, cool. So people are at Southern Front. Very cool. Appreciate that, Fran Tags. Appreciate that, for sure. Keep you in mind. Okay, I got a list of games. Let's see if there's anything out your way. Third Coast Airsoft is doing Stonebreaker at GTI. That's South Carolina. It's worth going up to. Theta does a lot of stuff up at in North Carolina in Taylorsville. Let's see. A lot of games in Virginia. A lot of places host in Virginia. Just a lot of open land. A lot of like hilly kind of mountains, good areas. Stag Ops, absolutely. What's up, Peanut? How you doing? Glad to see you in here. Ever went to the International Airsoft Games in the UK? I have not. That is something that, I mean, I think has been on everyone here's like bucket list. Because that's the one that's like considered like the largest airsoft game in Europe, right? Like with they got like tanks and everything. I've definitely seen that stuff. Definitely something I want to go to. I mean, flying to Europe with airsoft stuff, I'm sure is not as difficult as like my brain thinks it is. But it's something that like I haven't ever done before, so I'd have to look into that. But it's definitely something I'd want to do. Yeah, collecting patches is definitely the way to go. Yeah, Stag Ops and Gun Gamers, definitely both worth it. Yeah, Iron Horse, definitely worth it. Yeah, AMS. I mean, all great event organizers. I mean, I could give you guys a list of organizers that I recommend you take a look at if you want. We got American Milsim, obviously, who we've been talking about. If you're looking for anything in terms of, like, I'd say more realistic reenacting stuff, specifically Vietnam reenacting, you should check out Broken Arrow events. They're located more in the New York, Rhode Island area, but Broken Arrow events is definitely cool and worth checking out. In Alabama area, you got Bush Wookie events. There's Cousins Adventure Park, who hosts a lot of events. There's Desert Fox events, which is Jet the Desert Fox's event organizer. He really only hosts like 1 or 2 games a year, nothing too crazy. E-Vike hosts a couple of events, for instance, Bad Blood, which is in New Milford, PA. If you're looking for some other things, Gun Gamers has some more 24-hour, 48-hour, and roleplay events, definitely worth checking out. Lion Claws is obviously a good one that does games here kind of on the East Coast, as well as a handful of games in California. So Lion Claws is a cool one as well. Milsim West, if you want to get really, really into the hardcore Milsim West is definitely an option. There's MSOTO, there is Mir Tactical, and there's Players Wanted, which all do events kind of in this area. We have Stag Ops. You have Theta. You have Third Coast Airsoft. And then there's a couple of other smaller ones kind of in this area. We got Veterans for Airsoft, Zulu 24 does games, Tactical League, SXL, Splatter Park, Real Sim. These are all options. Big list. A lot of names I threw out. If you ever hear about games from any of those people, though, probably worth checking out. They're all cool. They're all good event organizers. So. Yeah, if you want a different experience, definitely check it out. I wish I could make it to a Milsim event, but broke family man. But if someone wants to donate a ticket and or a trip, I wouldn't say no. I mean, there's definitely, events that are reasonably priced. I totally get what you're saying. The sport's expensive. I mean, in general, I feel like the hobby has just been getting more and more expensive over the years. Going to events is more expensive, not just in event tickets and in gear, but like gas, travel, hotels, all that has gone up in price. So yeah, I get it. But if there's ever a game that you're really interested in going to, you can always hit us up. We can see what we can do for you, Graybush. What's your top 3 to 5 Airsoft builds AEG? Oh, that's hard. That's hard. I mean, I'm not going to talk too much about internals because I feel like if you're talking like top builds, you could kind of get anything to like a dream build setting with enough money and time and knowledge. You could probably get anything performing really well. I'll say that like my number one is just, I mean, I love AKs. So an AK platform, but probably just like the 105. I mean, it's a pretty universal platform you can do a lot with. So that's probably what I would put up pretty high is the AK-105 as a platform. Gosh. My answers have changed a lot since, if you'd asked me this like 2 years ago, I would have had different answers. Because when I built my like Mark 47, which is what I'm looking at on the wall right now, I was really into those. It's like an M4 Platinum that takes AK mags. But I'm not I wouldn't call that one of my top platforms anymore. But I do think it's really cool, like the M4 variant, lower design and everything, but then still utilizing those AK mags since that's what most of my kits are built for. I love an MP5. The MP5, specifically the MP5K, I think it just has a vibe to it, an unmatched vibe. It has like an aura. But yeah. The Game Face Clear AK-74U sleeper build is what I'm doing right now. Yeah, that's very cool. V3 engine, yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to, I mean, going off the like cleaner builds, I have one of the G&G cleaner bodies in here that I do want to build out into something really cool. I've been kind of saving it for like a really cool build, so. What's up, Task Force 420 on YouTube? How's it going, man? Insane Airsoft having an event coming up soon in Rossville, Georgia. Interesting. I'd see, like, that's what's crazy, is like, I don't even think I've heard of Insane Airsoft. Let's see, what do they got going on? Do they have a, where are their, I want to find the events. Okay. Interesting. A field. That's cool. Some, okay, yeah, they got, like, that style of paintball where it's, like, a bunch of little fields. That's always fun. What's up, Polar Star? How's it going? LCT, AKM, ICS, L85A2, and the JG416. Very cool. All cool options. I want to get my hands on the new 416 that Humarex has been doing. They're kind of split gearbox design. I'm curious on that. L85s are cool. I mean, I'm not a big fan of bullpup, but that's just me. And then, yeah, the AKMs are sick. I mean, I love it. I love, like, a wood, like a classic wooden AKM, like, just straight up. What's your thoughts on the new buckingless hop-up from Mech Labs? Huh. Well, let me look it up. Well, okay. I mean, it looks like it still has a bucking. I don't know if I'm crazy or not. Roto removes the bucking completely. There's no hop-up rubber involved. No bucking to install. Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting. Well, I'd love to see it installed. If I'm being, completely honest, I have never felt like the bucking's been like a negative. Like, I've always felt like the bucking has given me more adaptability and tunability with my, build. Being able to replace that bucking, use silicone buckings if it's like really cold and I don't want it to get really hard. So that's interesting that they're not using a bucking. I assume that's probably specifically built in conjunction with their engines, which, could definitely alleviate, some issues there and keeping it more sealed for like a speed build. So that's interesting. Huh. I'll have to see it in person. I'd be curious to mess with that. It still has the nub though, so you're still getting a hop. You're just not having the actual bucking. I'm curious though if you get any scratches or issues with like your hop up in there, if instead of it being like, oh, you got to replace your bucking, you tore a bucking lip or something, it's now you have to replace your whole hop up. That'd be a concern I have, but I'd be curious to, get my hands on it. I did watch the videos of the World Airsoft Games in Abu Dhabi, yes. I think that the media they made was really, really well done. I think that, like, the filming and everything, the production they had, like, I think the amount of money that went into that was fitting of, like, an Abu Dhabi production. But, like, I don't know, who is it for? Like, who sat down and watched that? Like, as someone who's in the industry, like, I clicked in and caught bits and pieces of it because I was interested in it as someone who makes that kind of content and has always been interested in it. But I'm not really like 100% too sure, you know, what like the outcomes were. Like, if there's like a championship, like if there's awards, you know, what the sponsors were, anything like that. I wasn't really too sure of. So it was really interesting, though. I mean, I'm excited about it. Yeah, that is the fake Polar Star, not the real one. In the work, I have a Echo 1 MP5, A&K M60, and a SOCOM M14. The SOCOM M14s are really cool. I mean, the M60s are also super sick. I really wanted to mess with the LCT ones. And then, I mean, you can't go wrong with the MP5s, as I said, so. What threads are on the G&G CP Mark 1? That is the competition pistol. It is a 14mm negative thread. And it comes with a orange thread protector. And if I'm wrong, then the only other option is going to be the inverted inward threads, which you just need the adapter for 14mm. But I'm pretty sure it has the outward 14mm threads, negative threads. I really want to build an OSW FAL. I did build one, and it was pretty cool. And then I traded it for a stoner at Bolt Bash. But I did like it. It was cool. I just didn't really use it that much because I have too many guns. What about the game styles? Any chance of these styles coming to the US, if not already here? I mean, the Speedsoft stuff is already here. The Milsim specifically, they did those game styles. I mean, I don't see why they couldn't come to the US. The biggest thing is just, I don't think there's anybody in the US who's going to fund like filming it the way they did it. And if you don't have that level of production value and that many cameras and like that organization, I think it's really hard to organize what they did in the sense of like a like they basically did like a CS:GO like bomb defusal, like one life kind of match, which I think makes sense for like what they did. I think that makes sense. But I think that'd be really hard to do, you know, here, because like part of the reason why like competition airsoft works is because you have the CSL, the competition like arenas, and they're built in a way that allows you to see everything with refs and stuff, and like it eliminates cheating and a lot of other things. So I could just see a lot of problems coming up with that. I think it'd be really cool. I mean, it's obviously an aspect of the sport I think would be really, really cool to have thrive. But I mean, I know even like esports doesn't make money, and there's way more people watching esports online, and they're making like nothing. So I'd be surprised if someone stateside could make it a worthwhile, you know, streaming experience for people to watch and for people to put money into and for it to continue and be a aspect of the sport. I mean, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be like the people who did the Airsoft League in Abu Dhabi. So who knows, you know? Who knows what could happen? What team are y'all playing on at Syndicate? I am not too sure. If I'm being 100% honest, usually with us, when we go to an event, it is all about where they need us. So we'll ask, you know, what team needs us. Usually that is just a matter of how many tickets they sold. If they sold out on both sides, then sometimes they'll just say wherever we want to go, which in that case, we typically go tan, but we'll go green as well. Doesn't really matter for us. It's kind of honestly sometimes a game day decision. We bring both sets and just go where we need to be at. Sometimes we don't even play at all. I'm sure we'll have guys there playing, but what team they're on, I'm not too sure. We'll probably know day of the event if I'm being 100% honest. Yeah, sorry I traded. I had to. Playing this on mute because I'm at work right now. That's very fair. Moin moin, wie geht's du? Das ist gut. Das ist gut. I was just talking about Broken Arrow events, actually. Even though you have this on mute, so you're probably not hearing me say this. But I was recommending people to check it out if they wanted to do any sort of reenacting. So, I run the Nexus engine and was wondering if it would be worth a try. Oh, for the hop-up. Yeah. I mean, I would assume that if any engine is going to benefit from a buckingless hop-up, it's going to be the Nexus, because why else would they make it? So it's probably worth a try. I mean, how much are they charging for them? They're like 50 euros? Yeah, I mean, check them out. I think it's worth a try. It could be like so much, like significantly better. You could never look at a bucking again and be like, I just want these. But I don't know, maybe. Tan equals best army. Fair enough. Fair enough. We usually do tan just because we have a lot of multicam stuff. I mean, I personally have everything. I'll run whatever. I have a box next to me full of camos, so I'll run anything. But that's probably what they would run. You said green for life? Sure. I mean, I'll run either team. It doesn't matter to me. Tan or green. I'll run a civvy. I'll run the black. It doesn't matter. M81, gang. Yeah, M81 is it's God's plaid. And I mean, especially here in PA, it works. I mean, you get out in the woods here in Pennsylvania, no one can see you. But speaking of which, I'll go over one more time the events that we have coming up, because we've done a lot of talk about events, and I feel like I might have confused people. But this Sunday, myself, as well as Eric, if you guys miss him and want to say hi to him, we will be at Three Rivers Paintball here in Pittsburgh. So you can say what's up, pick up something, hang out, whatever. We will be at Three Rivers Paintball this Sunday. And then May 9th, we have our Swamp Meet. That is our Shrek-themed swap meet. So come here to Amped Airsoft, Pittsburgh, PA, 2250 Noblestown Road, to buy, sell, trade, be here to potentially win a raffle item, hang out with some of the crew, play Airsoft at the field. A lot of cool stuff going on, but the swap meet is May 9th. We have Players Wanted Syndicate 6, which is May 15th and 17th. If you want to use code AMPEDRULES30, you can get $30 off of your ticket for that game. Players Wanted Syndicate 6, May 15th and 17th at the Crescent Sanatorium. Definitely recommend checking it out. Definitely recommend going up there if you're in the area. May 23rd, we have Op Wicked Sovereign at Augusta Airsoft. I'll be up there with Eric again at that one. So you can feel free to come up and say what's up. It is in Virginia. And then end of the month of May, we will be at Stag Ops Spring Offensive 18 in Granville, Massachusetts. And then in June, we will be at Northern Front 6 at the beginning of June. And then we have more events to announce from there, but that is what we have as of now. So those are all definitely games that you guys can come to and say what is up at. And as I said, if you see me, you can always try to get a patch. Yep, see you TRP on Sunday for sure. I will be there. I'm gonna try my best to make every TRP this year. There's a likelihood I won't, just because I'll be busy or probably have to go to a different event. But I'm gonna try to. So this is the second one of the year, and second one I'll be at. So I'll see you guys out there. Make sure you wear your best fits, as I will be taking the photos. And then just some other updates for you guys if you are curious and interested in anything on our website. We did just list all of the Take 1 high kappas. So we have a whole run of 4.3 TM high kappas built by Take 1. And they are listed up on our website now. Definitely worth checking out. A lot of really cool parts and colorways that I helped kind of put together. And I think they're pretty sweet, personally. We got a big old restock of Polar Star stuff and a restock of Cybergun stuff. E-Vike rather, which is Cybergun and EMG and SEMA and some other brands. So if there's anything in that area of stuff that you've been waiting on, you can go ahead and grab it. We picked up these new Maxim guns here next to me, this Maxim 9 here, which I think is really, really cool. It's got the big giant suppressor. It has a kind of raised URG upper, similar to the 416s. So definitely really cool. Definitely check those out. They are not on our website yet, but they will be soon. Definitely worth checking out. We actually have these in a version that comes with the grip removed and no internals in the gearbox, so it is ready for HPA drop-in. I think that's really cool, honestly. There's a new Speedsoft team in Colorado, Hell's Inferno. Honestly, there's a new Speedsoft team every other week. I love it, though. I wish that Speedsoft teams would kind of stick around a little more and compete in, like, the comps and stuff. I wish we had more comps. I think something that I've always wanted in Pittsburgh specifically is a comp field. The closest one to us would realistically be either Odin's Paradise or Extreme Airsoft, both in opposite directions. But that's kind of like the closest like speed competition fields. So it doesn't really allow for a lot of like local teams to grow in the Pittsburgh area, which is upsetting. But, you know, all the teams externally, I think it's always cool that teams appear and stuff. I just, you know, hope they keep doing it, keep playing, and don't get burned out and quit playing after a couple months, because it's hard. I mean, it's hard especially when you're looking for sponsors and stuff as a new team. I mean, it's a different kind of industry than like other sports teams and avenues and, you know, even esports and stuff. It's different. But I think that there should be a space for it, and I think it's important that there is. And I think it's important that we help facilitate a space for it, so. Have a great day, Graybush. See you later. If you want, you can message me, Graybush. I can fill you in. Is there anything else anybody else wants to talk about? We got about probably 10 more minutes until I'm going to sign off for today. I'll say that we have the Honor Fantastic 1911 here next to me, which we are giving away. It is on our Instagram right now, posted up. So if you want to go ahead and enter that, you can share it, comment, tagging a friend, share it to your story, and we will give it away in a couple weeks. It's hard to start anything in Airsoft. Companies are always wary about if you are going to stick around or not. Yeah. I mean, for sure. We've seen so many teams, fields, individuals who have, you know, done a lot, been really active, made a lot of content, tried to host games, and then disappear off the face of the earth. You know, they host one really good game, they're gone. They made one really good product, they're gone. It happens a lot in this industry, unfortunately. It's something we've kind of had to roll with. Hell of a time getting sponsors, but our name doesn't help. I mean, that's fair. I'll say, though, that, like, your name shouldn't matter. We're in an industry where, like, airsoft guns are already a restricted product and are already, you know, banned and, you know, hit on Instagram and stuff. Having 420 in your name doesn't help you. You're kind of, you know, probably shooting yourself in the foot there a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, but yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's hard in general. The other thing is that, like, Airsoft as an industry, and I'm sure everybody who's in it has to know at this point, that, like, it's not $1 million industry. You know, no one's becoming a billionaire off of Airsoft. So there's only so much that, like, you know, people can get in sponsorships. Especially when you have, like, so many teams that want to be sponsored in so many places. And it's a little bit unfair how, like, you know, a team that's just as active in California as a team that's active in, like, you know, PA here will get totally different reception and stuff just because of the communities that they're locally in. So, like, a lot of it also goes back to, like, the fields locally. I mean, the more local fields you have, the more shop support and stuff, the more local teams you're going to have kind of grow, and the longer they're going to stick around. all things that go into it. It's a very complicated issue that like the community's kind of grown around certain hot spots of airsoft for a long time and have had like waves that have gone up and down. I mean, there's a reason why California has such a like high influx of teams and fields and stuff. So, yeah. Right now they're sponsored by KSM and Speed Airsoft. Yeah, I mean, usually when you see a new team that gets like sponsorships, I mean, it's weird because sponsoring an airsoft, I think that there's like pretty few benefits to a team. Like there's people who think that a team gets benefits from, getting to be able to say they're a sponsor and have like a name in their bio and stuff. I mean, I know people ask us a lot if they can be sponsored by us, and all they really want is to be able to say they've been sponsored by Amped. And they're not really getting anything in return, which I think is kind of crazy. We do a lot of discount codes. That's like the biggest one we do for sponsored players is we'll give them a discount code for either themselves and their team or for, people in the industry for their viewers and stuff. We've just introduced doing affiliate links recently, so kind of doing a kickback so that people can buy products in store with us, in a way. I think that's really helpful for people to kind of get a little bit back. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that like a lot of times, people get a sponsorship, they'll get a couple of free products, and that'll kind of be the end of it. Which is always, nice to the people getting a couple things, and the sponsor gets a little bit of kickback, that way. But I wish there was more longevity in sponsorships and partnerships. I think someone who does a really good job is like Evike. I think Evike, their like preferred like affiliate program and stuff. I think they do a good job with that. So if anyone has recommendations for how like us at Amped can increase our affiliate stuff and sponsorship things, you can let me know. It's something I've been kind of actively working towards. Yeah, we're up here in Michigan. We tend to stick to local sponsors because others outside of Michigan don't like the 420 in the name. Sure. I mean, it's personally something I don't care about. I don't think that having 420 in the name is any better or worse than someone who's got like Grim Reaper Death Squad, Like, I think it's whatever. It's fine. It's your name. It's cool. I don't care. That wouldn't go into my reasoning for sponsoring you or not personally. But as I said, I've been trying to relook at that. I mean, it's something I want to hit on. It's something I want to touch on. I mean, I truly, truly think that locally airsoft communities are like so important in these small pockets, especially where there's not a lot of local fields. I think teams that grow out of like backyard airsoft, I think it's really important to make sure that they stay around and they stay playing. I think that like teams like our local school here, Pitt, the college, they had a local airsoft team that would come and play, and the main guy who organized it graduated and left, and they like don't really organize anymore. But I think like having places like that where people who are interested in the sport can go find out more information and learn about it are really important, especially because of how much we've discussed about how hard it is to find events going on. I mean, if you aren't in the industry at all and want to play at a milsim, I don't even know where you would start. So I think it's all very important things to think about. Does having the sponsored brand name? What do you mean by that? A lot of people just want the brand name. A lot of people want to be able to say sponsored by Amped Airsoft, which is fine. I personally don't think that there's, a major benefit to that. I mean, I would like to support people in a way that is more so than just exposure, I guess. In bio, yeah. It can definitely help, yeah. I mean, it makes people take you more seriously. They see sponsored by. So it just depends, But I do think there's a certain level. When you get to the list of like 20 sponsors, it can be a bit confusing. Depends on who you are, too. Depends if you're a content creator, if you're a team, if you're a field, if you're an event organizer. It's all so many different ways of looking at it and going about it. What you're trying to accomplish. There's quite a bit. But I guess at the end of the day, the end of my rant, what I'm trying to say is help support your local airsoft community, support your local airsoft business, support your local airsoft team, share their posts, like their posts, comment on Instagram. Instagram especially, on social media. That's the best you can do. You don't want to spend any money. Just share, like, comment. I'm not saying just me, or AMP stuff. I'm saying any local team, any local field, any local event, anybody you support. It's the best you can do. That's what I got to say. All right, I'm going to start wrapping it up here because I started about 5 minutes early, so I'll end about 5 minutes early. But if there's any last-minute things I can get in before I leave, I'll take it now. As I said, Sunday, I'll be at TRP. I'll see you there. Come say what's up. May 9th, swap meet. Here, I have a giant stack of people who have signed up to come, sell, trade, swap their stuff. So make sure that you show up and do the same. Swap, trade, sell, all that sort of fun stuff. When you show up, you can join in our raffle, and you can play Airsoft at the Amped Airsoft Arena. If you go to their website, ampedairsoft.arena.com, you can go ahead and reserve a ticket to play in either our AM slot or our PM slot on May 9th for the swap meet. I definitely recommend signing up in advance. It'll probably sell out day of, so just keep that in mind. But that is going to be all from me, so I will see you guys all next week on our Lunchtime Live. Later. Gotta shut everything up.